All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. So thank you all for joining. Welcome to the Your Major Abroad series. I'm Crystal Williams. I'm the Assistant Director for the UIC Study Abroad Office. And today we are going to do a study abroad overview for students who are in the College of Nursing, and also for some pre-nursing students if you all are on here as well and would like to get insight regarding programs to study abroad in. So let's go ahead and get started. So for our overview today, what we are going to discuss is why you should study abroad, what the benefits are for nursing students and or pre-nursing students. I'm sorry about that. Where you can study abroad, what types of programs you can do. We'll talk about academic differences abroad, internships, service learning, and research abroad. We will go through the application process, talk about funding resources, put in a few stories from our alumni, and we will also have a few of our program highlights from our faculty members that have created faculty-directed programs specifically in the College of Nursing, and then we'll go over next steps. So first, let's do a little bit of an activity here. So I want you all to locate your reaction button and give me a big thumbs up for each of these items if you concur with it. So the first, have you ever traveled abroad before? All right, got some thumbs up there. The next, do you speak a language other than English? All right, got some more thumbs there. All right. Do you feel strongly about a major global issue? Okay, I'm still seeing thumbs. Great. All right. Do you want to gain new perspectives? All right. Do you want to participate in opportunities such as internships, research, or service learning? Yes, wonderful. And do you enjoy interacting with others from diverse backgrounds? Beautiful. All right, well, if you put a thumbs up to any of these items, that means that you want to study abroad. So thank you so much for your participation in that. So why study abroad? Well, of course, there are many reasons as to why you should study abroad, but here are just three. So there, of course, are personal benefits to studying abroad, such as increased self-confidence or being able to discover new interests and passions. You'll also experience professional benefits as well, as you can gain transferable skills that will expand your professional network. And of course, there are academic benefits as well, as you can earn UIC credit while you're living and studying abroad in another country and adding that international dimension to your degree. So the specific benefits for students that are in nursing or pre-nursing is that you'll improve your understanding of global health issues. You'll be able to benefit from hands-on learning while you're working with different medical equipment, learning daily processes, and also interacting with different patients. And you can also gain an understanding of collaborating with people from different cultures to help you understand how you could better work with patients from different cultural backgrounds. So let's talk a little bit about our team. These are my awesome colleagues that I work with in the Study Abroad office, and we are a small but mighty team indeed. And heading the team, we have our Executive Director, Dr. Kyle Rosh, who advises for our virtual study abroad opportunities, and he also gives assistance for scholarship applications. Next, we have our Senior Associate Director, Irina Kromova, who advises for programs in Asia and Africa. And then next there is the Associate Director, Marley, who advises for programs in Latin America and also parts of Europe. And she's also our scholarship guru for assisting students with their scholarship applications and essays. And then there's me. I advise on all exchange programs, and I also advise on a number of partner programs in parts of Europe that Marley doesn't advise on, and also in Oceania. And then lastly, there is Maggie Miller, who is our study abroad advisor, and she is our point person for all general information, all first step advising sessions. She also deals with the registration and transcript processing here in office as well. So if you'd like to schedule an appointment with any of us, we are always happy to meet with students and to talk about the possibilities of studying abroad. So you may do so at iAdvise, and you can also check out our regional portfolios at our website at go.uic.edu/SAO advising. Right. So where can you study abroad? So most students can go anywhere. We have over 200 programs in approximately 87 different locations. So the saying is true, the world is your oyster. I know it is a little more limited for College of Nursing students just because your curriculum is so specific. And we'll talk about that a little bit later, but you can almost go anywhere. Uh-oh, we're having some technical difficulties here. All right. Okay. So let's talk about the types of programs that we offer. So we have three different types: faculty directed, partnership programs, and exchange programs. So for faculty directed, this is where a UIC faculty member will take a group of UIC students abroad and teach UIC coursework either for the summer or a spring or winter break program. And so we're going to learn a little bit more about those here in a bit as well. And then we have partnership programs, and this is where we have study centers or local university options in other countries where students can go and take the UIC equivalent courses there. And they're typically available for a summer or a semester. And then lastly, for exchange, this is where one of our UIC students will go to an institution in exchange for one of their students from their partner institutions. And you'll take classes at the local university with local students, and you typically can do this for about a semester or academic year. And even for exchange programs, courses are very exhaustive. There are so many different options that you can choose from, and then you also pay regular UIC tuition and fees when you do this type of program. So those are the different types of programs that we offer. And so here, this graph just kind of highlights the different criteria that each program has. Here you'll see that all programs typically have coursework available in English, and financial aid is also eligible for these programs. However, the differences lie when students can attend, where they can go, what the internship options might be that are available, whether you can take classes at a local university or not, or even whether you can use any form of a tuition waiver. So that's just to kind of highlight the differences. Okay, so for academics abroad, when you study abroad, you will be able to take UIC credit that counts towards your UIC GPA and graduation requirements. And of course, you'll have to get your courses pre-approved before you go, just so that you know what type of credit you're going to receive when you are overseas. However, there of course may be academic differences as well from how classes are taught here versus what you might receive overseas, but that's all part of the experiential experience in learning. And there are programs again where you'll be able to have that hands-on experience and even use the city as your classroom in some cases. So that's academics. And then let's also talk about what else you can do. So there's more than just studying abroad. You can do an internship abroad that could be tailored specifically to your personal and academic goals. You can do research abroad on an independent study project, or you can work in local labs. And you can also do service learning to immerse yourself in the culture or to give back to your local host community. And lastly, we also have virtual internship options available where you can work with global study abroad partners to do a virtual internship that would closely align with your specific goals and interests as well. And of course, this work typically provides some type of professional development to you, but it also prepares you for current work in the future context. Even if you are doing something in the nursing field and you're working remotely, a virtual internship will be able to prepare you for that type of experience. And so for application processes, we do have 5 smooth steps in order for you to apply. So the first thing that students should do is attend a first step advising session. You can either watch the posted video online or you can attend one live via Zoom. And we have those sessions. The information is on our website. And then the next is just to make sure that you pay attention to the application deadlines because they can vary depending on term and location, also depending on the program. Each program may have its own deadline, so make sure you pay close attention to that. And then make sure you review the eligibility requirements. Each program may require something a little different from you. So if it requires a certain GPA or class standing, you'll make sure that you want to see that and note that you can actually apply to that program before you start. And then, of course, you can choose a program, and if you need help with doing so, you can meet with any of us study abroad advisors to assist you in doing that. And lastly, once you've made the decision of which program you'd like to apply for, you will apply to it in our new portal that we are implementing called the Flames Abroad portal. So for the Flames Abroad portal, we are still putting everything together, but when you have found your program, this is where you'll submit your online application to your study abroad program. So you'll be able to go on our website, and where it says, I don't know if you can even all see this, but there's a login area here where you'd be able to click on that and actually start the application process for your program. Okay. All right, so let's talk a little bit about funding your study abroad experience, because of course, the main question that a lot of students get is, how much is it going to cost and how am I going to pay for it? So there are many ways that you can pay for study abroad. If you do receive any form of financial aid in the form of grants from UIC, if you get any forms of scholarships, even loans, all of that travels with you when you study abroad to pay for your study abroad experience. But of course, there are many scholarships available through the UIC SNAP system. If you haven't gone in there, just make sure that you log in just to see what all is available. But we also have nationally competitive scholarships, and we also have UIC departmental scholarships. Some of our program partners, they actually offer scholarships and discounts as well to students. So there are many different ways that you can apply money to study abroad. And then here, the graph here at the left, it actually shows the cost of attendance here at UIC versus what you could be paying for study abroad. From the graph, you can actually see in most cases that it costs less to study abroad than it does to attend UIC. So that definitely is something to keep in mind. So talking about scholarships, we actually have one scholarship that we really encourage students to apply for, especially if you are a Pell Grant recipient, and that's the Gilman International Scholarship. This is primarily for undergraduate students who do receive the Pell Grant and who have also historically been underrepresented in education abroad. So they celebrate and award diversity with a scholarship, and especially for the students who express their diverse identities in their applications. And for the Gilman McCain Scholarship, this is for child dependents of active duty military members. So if one of your parents is in the military and doing active service, you can also receive a scholarship as well. These scholarships typically award up to $5,000, and they'll also give you $8,000 if you're planning to study a critical needed language while abroad. And then the application deadlines for these programs for the scholarship, if you're planning to go for the spring, the deadline is October 5th. And if you're looking to study abroad in the summer or the fall, then the deadline will be March 1st of next year. And so we are having some upcoming info sessions regarding these scholarships. And if you'd like to attend, we'll be holding a session tomorrow, September 10th from 4 to 5. It'll be here in the office at 502 University Hall. And we'll also have another one on September 15th from 4 to 5 on Zoom. And we'll be sending out more information regarding these sessions soon. So if you want more information, just be checking your inbox and we'll send it to you. All right, and we also have a scholarship abroad workshop or a study abroad scholarship writing workshop to help students incorporate their identity and their diversity into their scholarship applications. And so the workshop typically goes over best practices for writing scholarship essays. It also helps you with strengthening your writing skills, and it also allows you to brainstorm effective ways to highlight your diversity, your identity, and your goals in your scholarship essays. And for the dates for these workshops, we'll be having them September 16th from 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. and also September 23rd from 4 to 5:30 p.m. And both of these sessions will be held on Zoom. All right, so of course, study abroad is definitely a life-changing experience, and we have students who go abroad and they come back and share their experiences with us. And upon their return, they have so many wonderful things to say. So we wanted to grab some testimonials from them. So here are just three that we have from our students. So the first is from Javier Garcia, who is a student in philosophy, and he went to one of our faculty-directed programs in Salerno, Italy. And he said, study abroad taught me to take a step back and appreciate the little things in life. We can often lose ourselves while working towards the future that we forget to take care of ourselves, both physically and mentally. I learned to take a break if I'm overstressing myself about a particular problem and to practice self-care. We had another student, Ariel Granados, who was a criminology, law and justice and sociology student. She went to Salamanca, Spain, and she said, studying abroad empowered me to help me become more confident. I've learned more about myself and what I want out of life. The best part about being able to spread my wings and travel to places I always dreamed of visiting. It's an experience everyone should witness. And lastly, we had a student, her name is Michelle Moy, and she's a rehabilitation sciences student, and she went to Kunming, China. And she said, study abroad taught me to be open-minded, adventurous, and to take advantage of opportunities. As a Chinese Filipino American, I chose China to not only learn about traditional Chinese medicine, but to connect with my Chinese roots. Within 4 months of traveling, making lifelong friendships, and absorbing Chinese culture like a sponge, I was able to connect with a culture that I was so eager to learn about, and my experiences have shaped my personal interests and career goals. So again, study abroad is definitely a life-changing experience, and we appreciate our students for sharing that insight from us. So now we'll just highlight a few programs where students will be able to study abroad. And we know for nursing and pre-nursing majors, the curriculum again is very specific. So most of our study abroad programs may not necessarily fit what our nursing students are looking to do, but here are 3 programs that tend to be great fits for our students. So one, we have Dublin, Ireland, where you can study nursing, midwifery, and health systems at the University College Dublin. You can go to Madrid, Spain, and practice with St. Louis University on their Madrid campus. And you also can go to Rome, Italy, with Loyola University and study at the Marcella Neuf School of Nursing. All right, and so on today, we also have 3 faculty members. Let me just double check and make sure that all 3 are here. Dr. Mahari, are you there by chance? Okay. If let me see and make sure that she's okay. So we actually don't have Dr. Mahari online with us, but that's okay. We will still highlight her program. So for Dr. Mahari, she's actually going to be running a program in Rwanda that will be focused on global maternal and child healthcare in Rwanda. She'll be doing this next year in the summer, and the dates will be between June and July of 2020 and 2022, and the location will be in Kigali, Rwanda. She'll be doing 2 courses for a total of 6 credits. The first will be Nursing 361, that is entitled Nursing Care of Populations for 4 credits. And then she'll be doing a special topics course for global maternal and child health care, and that will be 2 to 6 credits. Of course, again, it's led by Dr. Pamela Mahari. And for eligibility, you have to, of course, it's open to nursing students, midwifery students, students in public health, or even medical students in good academic standing and with faculty permission. And so for her program, she had shared some interesting insights as to where the program is. So there's Rwanda. That's where students will be going to study. And then for the program overview, of course, this is a new study abroad program in Rwanda, and it will be introducing students to global health challenges in maternal health in low resource countries. And the focus is on regional and local issues of reproductive age women and infants, and the application of knowledge and skills in their care at the community health level. It's going to be a 4-week program, of course, summer school and clinical attendance at health local clinics. And then there will be a community project that you all will be involved in. And you will also visit with local health officials at international organizations as well. And there will be cultural activities and excursions also. Oh, I see a chat. Okay. We can double check with Professor Mahari and see if that will be open to pre-nursing students as well. And we'll get back to you with that answer. But thanks for your question. All right, so she shared a few pictures here. So here's some pictures of the program in progress. And this is Professor Mahari. And this is also just some of the involvement and people that she's been able to work with over the years doing this program as well. So it's definitely a wonderful experience. And then these are a few photos of the nature and wildlife there in Rwanda as well. All right, and if you have more questions or concerns regarding the program, you can contact Dr. Pamela Mahari, and this is her email address, meharry3@uic.edu. All right, so now we have another program, and Dr. Milbreath, are you on?
Yes, I am here.
All right, well, we will turn it over to you so that you can speak with the students about your program.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So, hi everybody. I am Dr. Gwyneth Milbrath. I am a faculty in the College of Nursing. I'm in Population Health Sciences. I teach some in the BSN program, some in the DNP program. So, if I haven't seen you, I might see you next semester. And I'm also the director of the Nursing History Center at UIC. So if you're interested in history, definitely reach out, let me know. There are a lot of opportunities to get involved there. But today I'm going to talk to you about something that I love to talk about, which is study abroad. I created a course in 2019. It's Disaster Preparedness and Global Health in the Caribbean. Unfortunately, we weren't able to go in 2020 or 2021 because of the COVID pandemic, but we are hoping that we can go this next summer. So the course is located in St. Kitts and Nevis, which I'll show you where that is in a little bit, but it's in the Caribbean. It is a 3-credit elective course. The program fee is around $3,285. That's based on what it cost last year, but that includes all of your lodging, your tuition, your airfare, most of your meals, group activity, and like taxis and everything. So, most additional costs really are just, we go to the grocery store and you buy like snacks and food and that kind of thing, any souvenirs. And if you don't have a passport, you'd have to get a passport. But for the most part, most of the costs are included in that program fee. And then eligibility, we need a 3.0 GPA, good academic standing, and then it's open to everybody. So nursing and non-nursing majors, graduate and undergraduate students. When we went in 2019, we had a really great mix of pre-health and people that were just interested in the Caribbean. So disaster preparedness is really an inherently multidisciplinary venue. So it really works well having a variety of students. So if you're interested in this program and you have friends that might also want to come that aren't nursing majors, it's really is open to everybody. And we really do try to get a good mix of nursing and health and also non-nursing. Next slide. So here's a map. So this is the Caribbean. Cuba's just kind of up top above the map where you can't really see it. But St. Kitts and Nevis is, can you highlight it for me? It's right, where it says Lesser Antilles, it's right above that in red. And it's like pointing and there's this little island kind of there. So it's 2 islands. St. Kitts kind of looks like a banjo and Nevis is a nice circular island. They're both volcanic islands in origin, so they both have volcanoes on them. They are inactive, however, which is really good, but the topography of the island is very vertical, meaning that it's very mountainous, has really nice beaches as well, but also very green, tropical mountains. If you've been to like the Bahamas is very flat and sandy. St. Kitts and Nevis is not that way, so. She's showing you some pictures later. So the course that we do, like I said, it's disaster preparedness and global health in the Caribbean. So we, kind of the 3 major concepts we cover is disaster management and disaster preparedness. We talk about healthcare, and then we also talk about culture. And so through this, we go on a lot of different excursions. We meet with a lot of high-ranking government officials, both in health and in disaster preparedness. And I think this year a lot of people understand why disaster preparedness is so important with COVID and everything. So we'll learn a lot of those concepts on how you do prepare for something like an epidemic or a hurricane or a flood, using St. Kitts and Nevis as an example. Because it is such a small, isolated country, they really are on their own when it comes to trying to prepare for these disasters. And they're very vulnerable to things like epidemics because of their reliance on tourism, hurricanes, earthquakes, all of that in the Caribbean. So it's a really, really great opportunity to learn about that and interact with the National Disaster Management Agency there. Next slide. So we stay in hotels when we go. So there's we do a week in St. Kitts and a week in Nevis, and then a week before we go, getting kind of some of the like basic knowledge logistics out of the way. So these pictures are from the hotels. The bottom left is the hotel in Nevis, and the other two are Sugar Bay, which is the hotel in St. Kitts. So it's very nice accommodations. You will have a roommate, but everyone has their own bed. You can go to the next slide. So some of the fun activities that we do, we go to the capital, which is Basseterre, and we do a survival scavenger hunt where I give you kind of a list of disaster preparedness supplies, and you go to all the different shops and figure out how much it costs. And last year we kind of did a competition with teams, and I think the winning team did it in like 83 minutes. And then we had another team that won who did it for the cheapest amount. So that was really fun. We do, there's a lot of history there due to, St. Kitts and Nevis is a former British colony and was very central to the slave trade during slavery, and would import a lot of people from Africa to the Caribbean, and then would be sold and enslaved either in the Caribbean or to the United States or in Britain. So there's a lot of history there as well. We talk about that. We talk about Port Zante, which is their main cruise ship port, which when you go, you'll see it looks completely different than the rest of the island. So if you've ever been on a cruise or visited the Caribbean that way, what you see from that perspective, from the tourist perspective, is very different than the real cultural experience. So we kind of look at that and contrast the tourist and kind of the authentic experience. We visit some of the local health clinics. We visit both of the hospitals on both islands and get tours and presentations from high-ranking health officials. We've had the Minister of Health, we've had the Chief Medical Officer, and the nursing chief of staff, as well as the head administrator for the hospital, kind of talk about healthcare in St. Kitts and Nevis. One of my favorite activities that we do is we do a mass casualty drill on the beach, where we teach you about mass casualty triage, and you have to work in teams to try to triage everybody, and like people get really into it. We've had like other people walk by and be like, "Oh, are you okay?" So it's really fun. You get really sandy. We do like moulage, so we'll put like fake, blood and stuff. And anyway, it's super fun. And people really like that activity, but we do a lot of team building stuff as well while we're there. So if you're interested, please send me an email. It's gwyneth@uic.edu. We usually go right at the end of May. So basically you finish finals, we do a week of courses, like a week of in-class session in Chicago, and then we go and you're back by the beginning of June. So if you want to do like an internship or something in the summer, you definitely still have time for that. And then if I have a little bit of time, can you let me share my screen? I just wanted to show people some our Twitter account from last year.
You should be able to share now.
Okay. So we do have a Twitter account. It's UICNSKN at UICNSKN. So if you look, I'm at the bottom now, but these are some of the pictures and things that we did. So in 2019, we helped a lot of the long-term care facilities and community shelters formalize and write down their disaster plans after interviewing them. So that was a lot of fun and really important to communicate both within the facilities as well as with the National Disaster Agency, so that they know what the plans are for these individual facilities with these vulnerable people that are there. So anyway, feel free to scroll through. There's a lot of great pictures. We have a lot of fun. We go zip lining, we go to the beach, we go snorkeling, we visit some of the historic sites. A lot of really, really great authentic food. Like literally, like if you like seafood, they catch it that day and then they cook it for you, and it's amazing. Like it's really good. So yeah, anyway, if you have any questions, please let me know. I am super excited about this program, and I hope you are too.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing about your program, Dr. Milbreth. We really do appreciate you. And students, if you are interested, then you can contact her for more information. And the application should be up and running by next semester for her program for the summer. So we will definitely send out more information when that's all up and running.
All right, so now we will have another faculty member to share, and we will have Dr. Susan Kilroy share about her experience that she has created for students who would like to study culture and health in Spain. So Dr. Kilroy?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Dr. Sue Kilroy, and I am the director of the simulation lab here at the UIC College of Nursing. So if you're in the nursing program now, I'm sure I will see you this semester and next semester. But I'm really excited here to tell you today about a new program that I've been working with Dr. Milbreth, actually. She's been helping me and the University of Navarra in Pamplona, Spain, to develop this brand new course. So we would be the first cohort to go, which is really exciting. So this course is set to run next summer, and we will go in May of 2022 and stay for a month. So just as Dr. Miller said, as soon as finals were over, I believe right now the dates are May 4th to June 4th, tentatively, but we will go for 4 weeks. The location is in Pamplona, Spain, which I'll show you on the next slide. It's in northern Spain. It's about 2 hours from the French border. I think it's a 2-hour train ride from the French border. The course is an elective. It's called Newell 498, Culture and Health in Spain and Special Topics, and it's 3 credits. And I'm the faculty going with you, and we're hoping to bring up to 16 nursing students to this first-time experience. The fees will be determined. We're still working with the University of Navarra, but some of the things I do now, the apartments, I'm pretty sure they're going to be on campus, we're hoping, and then I believe there's going to be 4 people to an apartment. And this might change, but this is what we're, trying to work on, and we'll all be living close together and on the campus. Also, just a little bit about University of Navarra. It's one of the top universities in Spain, and they also have a large teaching hospital associated with the university, just like UIC and UIH, how we're affiliated. They have that same relationship. So for eligibility, it's for BSN students who have completed their junior year, so you finished your whole first year, or for the graduate entry students who completed their first year and a half. So it's basically for pre-licensure nursing students who have finished a year or a year and a half. You must be in good academic standing, and you must receive permission from your faculty. We can go over that in more detail when we have all the details. Can you go to the next slide, please? So in the bottom picture, you can see that's Spain, and you see that little orange dot, that's where Pamplona is. So just to give you an idea where we will be. So like we said, this is a new study abroad elective course, and it's with University of Navarra. It's a 4-week program, and just to give it a little bit of breakdown, the first 2 weeks are nursing summer school. So what that means is in the morning, you'll be going to class, but you'll be going to class with students from England, Germany, Singapore, the United States, Spain, all over the globe. And that also means you're going to be meeting faculty from all over the globe. So it'll be an interactive morning. There'll be some lectures, there'll be some interactions. And then in the afternoon, we have plenty of time for excursions to go out and see the area. Also throughout the 4 weeks, we are going to do a service project. So we're going to find out who needs us, right? So we're going to go in, maybe a school needs us to do some kind of education on, I don't know, the summertime pool safety and water safety is always a big thing with children, right? Or maybe there's a clinic that needs us to do some type of education on diabetes and insulin administration. So what we're really going to do is see what the community needs, and then we're going to develop whatever they need and help them out. But that's going to be over the 4 weeks, so we could do some of that in the afternoon. So that's the first 2 weeks. Then the third week, we're going to focus on medical Spanish language. We're all going to brush up on our medical Spanish, because that's going to set us up for success in the 4th week, where we actually go into the hospital and we get to observe a clinical setting. So same thing, the 4th week, it'll be morning classes and afternoons for excursions. And then the 4th week, what we'll do is we're going to alternate. One day you might go to the hospital and go to clinical and be with a nurse and an interprofessional team and be able to observe how healthcare is delivered in Spain. And then the other next day, you might be in the simulation lab, where we're going to do simulations with students from around the globe. And then we're going to do it so, like, maybe this is how they handle something in Singapore. This is how they handle a patient in Spain. So it'll be a really culturally diverse simulation, something different that you get every day here at the college. So that's the 4 weeks. And I kind of talked about the cultural activities that will be embedded throughout the 4 weeks. I think next slide. So if you have any questions, hopefully next year when I come, we'll have all real fun pictures like Dr. Milbert had, and there'll be of all of us that go this year. So we can talk about, all the neat things we did. But since it's the first year, it's exciting. We're going to be the first ones, and I am super excited. Crystal can tell you. And Dr. Milbreth, she was my mentor. I was her TA, and this is how I got into study abroad, working with her. So she's, she has a successful course. She's helping me develop this course too. So I know it's going to be great. So if you have any questions, just please email me. There's my email. Or a lot of you know me, just come see me in the lab because I'm there a lot. You can come talk to me anytime. All right, thank you. Thanks for your time, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Kilroy. We really appreciate you being on with us today and sharing this wonderful information about this exciting program. So students, again, if you're interested in attending her program next summer, the application should be up and running by next semester. I see that Dr. Mahari is on, and unfortunately for me, I don't think I did much justice to your program. We went over the slides just in a brief, but since you are here, you can give us all the wonderful insights about your program. So students, welcome Dr. Mahari to talk about her program in Rwanda.
Oh, hello. It's very nice to be here. Sorry there was a delay. I had a network problem, but I'm glad I'm up and running now. So I'm a certified nurse midwife, and I'm currently teaching the evidence-based practice course online with master's students. I've been with UIC for 5 years now, not on campus in Chicago, but actually at the University of Rwanda in Africa. So I have enjoyed my time here so much. I still love it, doing maternal child health and infant care here, that I wanted to bring a program to you at UIC, so you'll be able to enjoy what I've been enjoying here all this time. So this is a new course. It's a global maternal and child health care in Rwanda. We're looking at the dates of June and July next year. It will be for about a month, so we haven't finalized the dates yet, but it's in Kigali, which is the capital city. And we're teaching 2 courses. It's for a total of 6 credits. So the first course is the Nursing 361. It's nursing care of populations or community health. It's 4 credits. And this course is actually taught on UIC campus and in the springtime, I believe. So a second course, this is a new one. This is the Nurse 498. I think it has actually a different number, updated number, but it's a global maternal and child health care, which can be up to 6 credits. So if you decide to do the nursing care of populations, a community health course, that would be 4 credits. And then you would just do 2 credits for the maternal child health course. But if you had already done the nursing care populations course, you could do 6 credits of the maternal child health course. So I'm the faculty director, and currently we're working on the program fee. The director of study abroad said that it looked quite reasonable, the estimate that we have so far, so we're hoping that it's good. These courses are open to nursing, midwifery, public health, and perhaps social work, or maybe a medical student during the summer, and to students that are in good standing and with faculty permission. And that photo to the left is actually Kigali. That's the capital city, and it's really lovely. It is a low resource area, but Rwanda hopes to be a middle income country like South Africa and Botswana by 2035. And so the people here are very hopeful, and they've got a certain motivation about them to do well, and particularly in school, which is very enjoyable for teaching here. Next slide, thank you.
Dr. Mahari, we had a question. A student wanted to know, would this be open to pre-nursing students?
Yes, so possibly, because this might really encourage you to help get through nursing school, knowing that you could be doing this sort of work when you've graduated. So yes, I think so. I have written to the professor that does this community health course on campus to find out what skills that you would need. So perhaps we could go over those skills in the simulation lab, or we could work together beforehand. But if you've weighed patients, or if you've done blood pressures and really simple things like that, we could probably accommodate you. It would be open to all levels, really. Good question, though. Highly motivates me. Oh, yeah, so here we are. Map, you can see the US there. So coming from UIC, you would most likely get on a plane in Chicago, Delta. UIC like to use Delta for UIC to Europe. So you go to Amsterdam. That's an 8-hour flight. Then you probably have a few hours at Amsterdam Airport, which is a really lovely airport, one of my favorites. And then you'd probably get on a KLM flight south, go south a little bit east to Rwanda. And that is another 8-hour flight. So it's 16 hours flight time. So a little under 24 hours from leaving your home in Chicago to arriving in Rwanda. And you can see that Rwanda is a landlocked country. We're not fortunate to have the sea around here, but there's so many other lovely things. But we're right on the equator, which gives us a really nice climate. So coming in June or July, it's our summer season here. The temperatures are in the 70s, low to moderate 80s. It really doesn't get any hotter than that. And it's a rather hilly country, so people are outdoors doing a lot of activity all the time. And one other thing about it, it has daylight hours from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then it gets dark at 6, no matter what time of year it is, till 6 a.m. So you have to make most of those 12 hours of daylight time. I think that's what gets people motivated. Yes, so next slide. I mentioned it's a new study abroad program, so you would be in the first cohort. It's an introduction to global health and the challenges that maternal child health undergoes in low resource countries. It's regional from the point of view of being Africa and specific in Rwanda, although I have taught in South Africa and Zimbabwe, so I know about other countries, and actually Kenya as well, so I know about other countries here. And we'd be applying, you'd be having the knowledge and application of skills into the clinical setting in community health level, at the community health level, which is like health centers or clinic, similar to a clinic in the US. It's a 4-week program for the 2 courses, so you know you're going to be busy, but there's lots of fun as well. And so you'd be in class 2 mornings a week. Maybe Tuesday, Thursday, and then 2 days of clinic time. And there's a referral teaching hospital very nearby. So you'll be able to go there and observe procedures like ultrasound and other exciting reproductive sessions. And we'll be doing a community project, probably in small groups. And we'll be having visits to local, the international offices of local organizations. And you can see there the Ministry of Health, World Health, UNICEF, UNFPA. They do a lot of really good work here in Rwanda. So I think they will have some very interesting information to share with us. Also, we have lots of cultural activities lined up for you. Monday to Thursday will be for class and clinical, and then Fridays we'll have these cultural activities on the weekends and excursions as well. Yes, next slide. So I wanted you to see what it's like here a little bit more. I haven't got some nice photos from previous years because this is the first year, but this is a typical classroom there on the top left. We had some senior editors from Elsevier Publishing that came to help the students publish their master's thesis. So this was actually a writing workshop, but this is a typical classroom. And on the lower left is a typical health center examination room. You can see there's scales in the back there, blood pressure, examination table. Here we were doing a research project on gestational diabetes. And so those two women that are there on the left, they came in fasting, and they're getting venipuncture ×3 over the course of 3 hours. And that's the lab manager there taking blood. So that's a typical room that you will be in for your clinical assignments. And on the right, I wanted you to see how lovely the Rwandan students are. And so that top left one, you can see we're actually at an expats cafe. It's called Bourbon Cafe, and we go along and get our cappuccino or African tea, which has fresh ginger in it. And there we were working on some research projects. And down in the lower right, that's 6 midwifery students, they're bachelor students. They had just done presentations at the local health clinic, and they were pretty pleased with themselves, and quite rightly so. The Rwandans, I think they grow up doing really good presentations at a very young age in church, and they are very forceful speakers in class. It's delightful to listen to them. Next slide. So most people, when they come to Africa, they want to go on safari. So we have arranged it, and we are planning a trip to go to Akagera National Park on a Friday. And one of the things I love about Africa is this openness and fresh air, and just the foliage and the trees and the animals. It's a very natural environment that's very refreshing. And so I'm sure you'll really enjoy this. And we also have lots of other activities. We'll be going to the Genocide Memorial as well, at least one. And there's art centers here, there's women's centers. We're planning a sunset kayaking trip. There's also mountain climbing, hiking. Because the weather is so beautiful here, you can get outside 365 days of the year. And so there's just so many things to do. And I just hope you come along, because it's a chance of a lifetime while you're still in school. Yes. And so if you have questions, if you're interested in knowing more, if you actually have concerns, my sister is worried about me being in Africa. And you know what? I've been here 5 years and I've never felt scared, never. I live in the city, so it's very safe. We go out, there's lots of lovely restaurants around here. And so we go out at 6 or 7 o'clock at night for dinner, and we walk home. It's dark, but it's all very well protected here. And I feel very safe and not had any problems. So if that's a concern, you can put that one at rest. But if you have any other concerns or questions, please email me. Love to hear from you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Crystal. That was good.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahari. We really appreciate you being on with us as well. And you did, of course, a way better job than me explaining your program. So thanks so much just for bearing with us and just for giving us giving us this insight. There we go. I do have a question here. A student asked, how many students are you accepting for this program?
Well, I did hear that there was a minimum of 10, and I think up to a maximum of 15. That's what I heard. We are working on the accommodations. Because I live here, I am going to make absolutely certain that you have a nice place to stay in town that has good internet and hot water. I was in South Africa with students, and those were the two big issues that they had. So I know that I want to make sure that I get a place for you. So I think that that's really important. And so we haven't finalized your accommodation, but I want to make sure that you have somewhere that's in town, so you can walk around after dark and have that freedom to do that. Was there another question, or was that it?
That was it.
Okay.
That was it. Well, thank you so much again for joining. We know it's a completely different time over there where you are, but we appreciate you just being so flexible and joining us as well. So again, students, her program will be up and running to apply to definitely by next semester. So if you're interested, we'll definitely have more insight for you once everything is finalized. All right. Well, thank you again so much for joining. And so now I'm just going to fast forward past these slides and just get to the very end here. So now that we've gone through everything in terms of next steps, if you have not done so already, if you do not own a passport, definitely apply for a passport. According to the U.S. Department of State, at current, the processing times are taking about 18 weeks, which is about 4.5 months. So of course, the sooner you apply, the better it will be for you, especially for students planning to go for the spring. You have to get it in as soon as possible, but even if you're going for the summer, you definitely want to get a jump on that now, just so that you don't delay the process. And of course, speak with your academic advisor. You want to know what you can take, what you can do, just to see if that will be approved for you. So definitely start having that conversation with them now, just to see what's possible for you. And then of course, attend our first step advising presentation if you haven't done so, just so that you can get the insights of how to start, research programs and funding resources that are available to you. And of course, schedule an appointment with any study abroad advisor to discuss your options. And then once you've figured out which program you're going to, apply for it. Okay. And lastly, if you have any questions, this is the time for you to share, but of course, get in touch with us. We are reachable through email. You can visit our study abroad website at studyabroad.uic.edu. You can follow us on Instagram at UIC Abroad. Visit us here. We are in the office in person here in University Hall at 502 UH. And we are also answering the phones from 8:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday. So give us a call as well. Do you all have any questions or concerns? You're more than welcome to come off of mute or to even put it in the chat if you have any other questions.
Can I just say one quick thing, Crystal?
Sure.
So I should have said this at the beginning, but one of my other roles with the College of Nursing is I'm one of the associate directors for global health in the College of Nursing. And so my main job is to help faculty develop more programs for you for study abroad. So if you have any questions about anything or ideas for the future or anything like that, you can always come talk to me. I'm kind of a good point person for all of the programs as well. So, and I can kind of help direct you either to study abroad or to the course faculty and that kind of thing. So I really, really hope that you will consider applying to one or all of these programs at some point. And again, yeah, we're happy to answer any questions that you have.
Thanks so much for sharing that.
And then Crystal too, I just have one other thing to add if that's okay. When you were talking about scholarships and funding, just Dr. Milberth and I also have some funding that we're going to use some of that for student scholarships. So nice. I know Dr. Milberth said this at previous meetings. If you're worried about money, just ask somebody. Go meet with Crystal or somebody in the study abroad. Meet with Dr. Milberth. Like, we will find ways to help you get there, because I know that's been said before.
Indeed, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know sometimes we wonder whether or not there are departmental scholarships available. We know that there are a number of them available through SNAP. There are many different other departments, but the things that are available for, liberal arts and sciences students or CUPA students aren't, specifically for College of Nursing. So it's definitely great to know that you all will be having scholarships for study abroad students. So thanks for sharing that. That's awesome. All right, any other questions or concerns from our students? No. All right. Well, we do appreciate you all joining us today. Thank you so much for coming to the session. We will definitely follow up with an email and send over the slides just so that you can review. And again, if you all have any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out to us. We are always happy to help, and we are here for you whenever you're ready to see the world. So thank you again, and you all have a wonderful day.